Nigeria they do advance. You see that what deleted that thing now is delete, not what do you call it? Not backspace. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Uh-uh. So today, before now, we have talked about elements of designs. We've talked about elements of designs. We've talked about we've talked about um, before now we've talked about element of designs and principle of design. We've talked about typography. Are we together? Hello. We've talked about typography. Okay, please quickly write it down on your book. Control plus O is to open. O is to open anything. So all right. So today we'll be talking. We've talked about Spiro. Spiro, please help me with your mouse. So we've talked about so before now we've talked about principle of design, elements of design. We've talked about color theory. Eh? We've talked about the use of color. Eh? Hello, are we together? Yeah. So these are what we've discussed in our previous classes in the last 2 weeks. So we'll be building from there, which is layout and composition. Layout and composition. There was a design Alaji posted in our group. It was saying that the design is not okay. The way they aligned it, the way the contrast was placed and all that. I believe we saw the conversation we had. Hello? Hello? Okay. So moving on, we will be starting with layout and what? Composition. Remember last time I said the composition is how balanced, how comprised, or what the design is comprised of, from the text to the shape and the image being used, how it is being placed. You understand? Are we together? That is like the composition. There's a definition. There's a definition for it also. Then let's start. Layout refers to the arrangement of elements on a page or screen. Hello. Layout refers to the arrangement of elements on a page or screen. If you can see this is our little this little thing we are practicing with here. Hold on. Okay. We can see that the layout here, is in the center. Can we see that everything is being laid out on this in the center? Are we together? Hello. Can we see that the layout here is everything is on the center? From turn on your notification to the bell, and this my first design. You can see that everything is in the center. Nothing here, nothing here. A lot of what do we call this space? These spaces that are here. No. These spaces. What did we call these spaces? No. I'm even saying it. You guys are saying what? No. What do we call these spaces? We say these are negative space, and these are the negative space here. The positive space is where the object is occupying. That's the positive space. The negative space. Nah. Now for that for my hand, as me say. She like. So sorry. All right. Then composition refers to the way. Composition refers to the way the elements are arranged in relation to each other, or the arrangement of elements of a creative work. Hello. You see that the way that design was done, that one I just showed you guys. He said, you see that there's a way I place the text from the text to the object and all that. You see how it is being composed. I did not put the bell on top to put the text below. You understand? Hello? Are we together? I did not put the bell on top to put the text below. I arranged everything in a way that it will be composed. The composition will be proper. So we've said that layout refers to the arrangement of elements on a page or screen, and composition refers to the way the elements are arranged in relation to each other, or the arrangement of elements of a creative work. Are we together? Now moving on, we say using grid and alignment to create layout in design. What we use to create layouts are grids and what? Alignment. You remember while we were discussing about the keyboard, we said Ctrl L is to left align, Ctrl R is to right align, Ctrl E is to centralize, while Ctrl J is to justify. Now, a grid is a system of equally spaced lines that you can use to organize elements of your design. Hello? A grid is a what? A system of equally spaced lines that you can use to organize elements of your design. Grids help create a sense of order and consistency in your design. Are we together? Grid helps us to create what? A sense of order and consistency in our design. Design elements are arranged in some sort of grids in order to create a layout. The benefit of grid is that they help create a balanced, organized layout. This makes the content flow more intuitively and in turn create a better user experience. So when you use grid and alignment properly, it will give your user an intuitive feeling. They will not be stressed on how to read the work. That was what we were complaining about. It was not properly aligned and the grid. So you are struggling on where to start first. You understand? grid and alignment helps us tell the user, because when you are done with the design, you will not tell the user, and you will not tell the user out, you will not be there when the user want to read. So, but if you align it properly, it will help the user know where to start. Are we together? Hello. That is the work of grid and alignment. Now, just illustration using grid and alignment. You can see that the composition here now is like it's forming a rectangle in if you try to unite them together. See that everything is well placed. Are we together? From the end to this end. This white space here, this negative space, or white space rather, is creating even a balance. So if you want to put content, if you want to put an information now, anybody that wants to read it will have the eyes will breathe. You understand? When it's done with this one, you can come here, then go here. 1, 2, 3. Are we together? Hello? Hello? Is it, are we lost? No, same this, are we lost, sir? The way you guys are looking at me, I'm feeling, okay. Can I move on? Can I move on, sir? All right. Now, alignment principles refers to lining up the elements on the design. Lining up the elements on the design. For example, if there is text under the picture, align those two elements in the center. Why? You can see that what we were doing there. See that the text of what we were trying to that turn on. You see that it's like center. It's not by the side. Hello. You see that this practical we are trying to do this with these alarms, with these notifications. You see that the image there is on the center. Okay. If you see magazines, most often they put the image of people they were referring to directly at the center. Hello. I repeat again, when you see magazines, they put the image of the people they want to talk about. Let's say in calendars and placeholders. The names are at the bottom directly, not by the side. It's not often by the side. It's mostly at the center. That's what he's saying. Say, if there is a text under the picture, align those two elements in the center. If there are 3 elements, arrange them parallel. So that the user can know when to start. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Center. Yeah. Where will you put the image? Where will you put the image? You say a picture, an image of somebody. Yes. No. Yes. The picture of somebody, so that people can know that this is this person. They put it at the center. Are we good? Are we good? Hello? Are we good? Okay. So, he said, if there are 3 elements, arrange them parallel. Make sure that one to another element have equal spacing. That was why we use grid, and so you can tell the spacing between them. If you see the grid we're creating, they are divided into 9. You understand, with equal margin and all that. So in case you want to put content here, you can direct the user. Are we together? Not to say that this rules is not a do or die. You can break them also. But when you are good with what you do, even when you break them, it will not be obvious. Are we together? It will not be obvious. Now, elements should be aligned in a way that is visually pleasing. This can be done by aligning them on a grid or by using a consistent margin or padding. Remember, the margin is the demarcation between this column and the other column that we did on the canvas. Remember, when we're doing that, I said you put your margin 40, 40, 40. Yeah, when we're doing your layout, your grid. Remember, I said you put margin 40, 40. Yeah, okay. Now I say there are two types of alignment in design: edged alignment and centered alignment. Edged, edged, edged. Either right side or left side edge. That's what it means. No, if I this is an edge. Eh? That's another edge again. You understand? Then this is the center. Anywhere is this is always with the center. That's why you say there are two types: edge alignment or center alignment. Are we good? Now you say edge alignment is when elements are aligned to the top, bottom, left, or right edge of a layout. Eh? That was how I just illustrated now, didn't I? Oh Jesus. You say left alignment is typically used for text because we read text from left to right in English. Are we together? Center alignment is effective for small text section. Center alignment. That was why he said that he said when you want to write a text on a picture, you centralize it. So people don't get the thing wrong. Are we together? Are we together? He say center alignment is effective for smaller text sections such as a title or blob, as well as images, icons, and other visuals like location. Are we together? Eh? Good. Now, look at the alignment. Look at the egg alignment. If you look at your canvas, you will see it there. Is your Photoshop open? Eh? Is your Photoshop open? Can you see this? Can you see this on your Photoshop? No. This. Can you see this? At the top. Search for Photoshop and open. Can you see it? Just. I know, but you know you're supposed to start at this. Yeah. Photoshop. Just click on here. Search Photoshop. Click on it. Okay. Go to the top. It's here also. Go to the top. Take it to somewhere. Just hello. Are we together? Let me see. No, let me see Spiro. Maybe I will call him to come. Don't worry, sir. We They will open it. Let me just. So we open it. Um, Edge alignment and center alignment. Open Photoshop. So open Photoshop. Click on this one. Okay. Have you seen it? Okay. So I just pair with. Just be observing. So now layout techniques. Say rule of third. I mentioned this in our first class, did I? Okay. If you see this grid now, it used to show on your phone. Before, I don't know if they have stopped it. Now, look at this image closely, please. What are you noticing? Eh? Why are you seeing the tower first? Well, then what made you see the tower first? Is it the rule of third or the picture that is? Now, let me tell you guys. Look at this. See this point. These intersections. Whenever you are looking at the image, that is where your eye goes to first. The image you are looking. That is where your eye goes to first. That is your focal point. Before you now look like this, and look down. That is the rule of third. Are we together? Then the thing used to show on our phone, but we don't actually understand what it was. We just be snapping like that. We don't know that the thing is trying to tell us that this thing you are snapping, look at the one that will be. Look at if you want to capture the image. You understand the object. Are we together? We have object and subject. Object is the thing acting upon. Is what the thing is acting upon. You understand? Not the subject. Are we together? Yeah. Object is what we are acting upon. Then, you say the rule of third is a method of breaking up an image or design into different sections using columns and rows that form a grid. If you see our grid, it's something like the rule of third also. Huh? The grid on your phone camera is a great example. Of this. You see, the grid consists of 3 evenly spaced rows and columns to make 9 equal boxes that fit over the image. You can see that it's on your screen. Yeah? So whichever grid you want to, if you want, use different kind of layout, but me I use this one. You understand? Some people can use different kind of layout. Some people can use probably 8 grid, 8 column layout, 4 column, 3 column, or whichever it may be. You understand? Are we together? Now, I think I broke this down. Say to make a grid using the rule of third, you must first know the dimension of the image or canvas size. Hello? Are we together? You will be using the canvas size you'll be using. Once you know the height and width, divide each evenly by 3 and place marks at this interval. Do you understand what this thing says? You see, once you know the height and width, divide each evenly by 3 and place marks at these intervals on the top, bottom, left, and right side of the page. Now let me get you guys. If this canvas is 12 by 6 centimeter or 12 by 6 pixel, what the rule of third is saying is this: 12 divided by 3 is what? 4. Right? 6 divided by 3 is what? Is 2. Good. So you have 2, 4, 6. Then 12, you have 4, 8, 12. Right? Now let's say this is the canvas now. This is 6 and this is 12. Probably. So from here to here is what? 4. Are we together? From here to here is what? 8. So this is 4, 4, 4. But you see that it's going 4, 8, 12. Abi? Is our stroke. This is 6, Abi? This is 2, this is 2, this is 2. From here to here is what? 2. Here to here is what? 4. Huh? From here to here is now 6. So after placing them, those intersections will be our focal point. Are we together? Are we together? Is it clear? Thank you. So you say next, draw four straight line when you want to. This one, if you read this one, what I just explained, that's what I just said here. Huh? Good. Now we are running against time. So this is an example of what I was saying. That if you see that, remove this man. You see that I broke this into section. You understand? If I remove this thing, you see that you will not observe this, that something like this happened here. But you see that I sectioned the main, what I want to do, the majorly at the bottom, at this place. And so anything you are seeing this building, you are seeing this thing first. You understand? Before your eye will go to this place. Hello? You are seeing, before you look at these people, even when you want to look at it, even when your eye wants to take you here, you will still read this one first. That was what happened. And when I opened it, that was what happened. You look at the center first before you went to this place. Are we together? So this is how you use the rule of third to create anything you want to create. So that no matter how, I was saying the other day that, you see this, you got visual design or visual balance. No matter how the person wants to force it, is intuitively and is in the instinct already. Your brain has been wired. It will just look like, okay. You understand? I told you human beings don't read. We scan. That is why anything you are doing, you need to lay one thing you are doing. Lay the stuff. Give it a good layout. You understand? Then use things like emphasis to bring out information. You understand? Use emphasis and all those stuff to bring out information so that as the person sees it, it goes straight to the person's mind. So moving on, it's a golden ratio. Now let's talk about the golden ratio. Please pay attention, please. Please pay attention. Pay attention here, please. We don't enter mass. Now why I say me not pay attention? We don't enter mass. All these things are not actually essential to be a good designer, but you just need to have them as a ferry. You understand? You just know them, so that in case you dynamically, you can like, let me. You have so many things you need to be flexible. You understand? So it's a golden ratio, also known as the golden section. Golden means divine proportion, or the Greek letter phi. The golden ratio is a special number that approximately equals 1.618. You understand? 1.61. That's the golden ratio. So the ratio itself comes from the Fibonacci sequence, a natural occurring sequence of numbers that can be found everywhere, from the number of leaves on a tree. Forget this story. See, the Fibonacci sequence is some of the. Okay, let me explain what this Fibonacci sequence is talking about. Our numbers start from primary 1, and they say numbers start from 1, 2, 3, right? Now in computer science, they say number starts from. I did something the other day. Equal and equivalent, right? 0 to 9 and 1 to 10, are they equal or equivalent? Zero to 9 and 1 to 10, are they equal or equivalent? They are what? They are what is yes? They are what? They are equal. They are what? I said that, are they equal or equivalent? They're equivalent. That's why you see that your computer doesn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 0. You understand? Because the numbers you use to make those tens and thousands is the first numbers, 0 to 9. Are we together? Now, the Fibonacci sequence, don't let it. I don't make this one come. If you come anything from our head today, make I skip them. Make I continue. Because you want to think about it, and the more you keep thinking about it, it will be worrying you. Look at what this thing is saying. See, it goes like this. The thing is like this, 0. God. He said, let's read it. He said the Fibonacci sequence is the sum of the two numbers before it. The sum of the two numbers before it. Listen, The Fibonacci sequence is the sum of the two numbers before it. Then we start with 0. Which number came before 0? Sum of the two numbers before the 0. 0. Now, this number, sum of the two numbers before this number. What do we have? 0 and what? Nothing. 0 and 1. Abi? You have 1. Now see. What happened here? You see that you have 1, 1. That's why you'll be more confused now. Because the thing went from 1, 2, 3, then 5, 4, 3. You understand? So if I start explaining this place, we will not end this class. Now, see, let me use this one to explain so we'll get it better. Let me do this. So when you now start looking back, you'll be like, your mind will be heading towards it. See, when you add the sum of these two numbers, it gives you the next number. Are we together? When you add the two previous number, 1 plus 2 gives you 3. 2 plus 3 gives you 5. Now, why which one? 1 plus 1 is 2. Then 0 plus 1 is 1. Then nothing plus 0 is nothing plus. Now, if you have done factorial, I don't enter mass. If we have done factorial, in factorial, 0 factorial, 0. But 1 factorial is 1. Are we good? So because of that, please. So now you see this, how this one appeared here now is like this. There's nothing as in, how do I say it now? Nothing is before this 0, like just like saying oh. How to put it, that's what I'm struggling with now, so that you guys will understand it. Because no, 0 has a factorial. 0 factorial is 0. Yes. So okay, but you see that we started from 0. Now we started from 0 by adding we added before all numbers start from 0, right? So we start from 0. Then now this 0 now 0 plus 1. Abi is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Let's say that's this first one. Then how we got the second one now is 0 plus 1 now. You see this one. Hello. Are we together? You see how we got this one now? So that was how we started. So you see that the sequence is not like proportional, but once you get it that you add this one, the two before. But in your mind, you'll be like, maybe that was how they got the numerical number, but that's not it, because there's no 4 there. Don't worry, we'll continue from there. It's just to give us the golden ratio. This ratio now, this thing just tell you that if you divide these two numbers together, that if you divide it, you get 1.618. You understand? Yeah. So this ratio is like the number when you want to work with. So to get a, let's say, okay, I started my test with 70 pixels. I want to know the next test that will make it balance. Test this font size of the size of the next font I will use that will make it balance. I'll divide the first one by 1.618. Yeah. Understand? They divide it by 1.618. So that's why I say that you don't just go to the thing and say, okay, make I use 50 here, make I just use 30 here, make I just, so that the thing we have consistent to be consistent, to be united, it has unity. You divide the test you are using with 1 point. It's like it's the ratio. So look at it here now. See the golden ratio. This is you're asking me for where I surveyed all this stuff from. Look at the credit is InVision, just like InVision. So the golden ratio, look at what it's saying here. Phi is 1.618. You get? Now look, this is A, this is B. A divided by B equals to A plus B divided by A. You can do it in your, I don't want it to confuse you. let's say this is 15 and this is 30. Let's say this is 7 now. What this thing is saying here is that A 15 plus 7 divide by 15 will give you 1.618. You can try it with your phone or if you have it. That's how we got the golden ratio. So this plus this, add both of them, then divide them by A, will give you 1.168, which is the phi. So note that figure, 1.618. Are we together? Say if you lay out the square over the rectangle, the relationship between the two shades will give you the golden ratio. Now, mass, y is equals to 1, x equals to 1. Are we together? Now, this is 1, this is 1. This is y-axis. This is y. This is x. Hope I'm not... This is the y-axis, this is the x-axis in the plane, in our two-dimensional plane. Now, x is going like this. Y is going down. Yes. If I multiply this 1 by 1.618, I will get this, which is, look at what the figure it gave us now. Look at the additional space it gave us. Hello? Are we following? If this is this, are we together? But multiplying one side by the golden ratio make us have this extension. So if I want to work on something now, I can be like, I'll put one content here, I put this content here. This thing will be balanced. You remember we're talking about layout and alignment. So it's properly balanced and all that. That's why we're using this golden ratio rule of third. Are we together? Now, say if you draw a spiral over each square, starting in one corner and ending in the opposite corner, you will create the first curve of the Fibonacci sequence, known as the golden spiral. If you go and look at Mona Lisa, sometimes you see when this thing is on Mona Lisa, just check Mona Lisa and the golden spiral, you see that the thing is balanced. Are we together? So these things most times are for logos, for arts, artistic stuff, when you want to build shapes. You understand? These sequences. You understand? You know. So look at the golden ratio. Look now. Look at this thing is 8 pixels. Look at this. Look at 1, 1, 2, 3, like that sequence that the thing talked about now. So if we let me not. I did this thing that day. I was just laughing. So if you do this thing, this is 8 pixels. If you divide it by 1.618, you get this. Divide it by 1.618, you get this. Divide this one, you get this. Divide this one, you get this. Then divide it again, you get something that is small. But because we are working, we are starting over from 0, 1, 2. The thing is, this is how the thing works. I don't want to confuse you guys that much because you guys are looking at me like I'm telling a story. So I've said it now. Say when you want to create logos, so you have perfect angles and all those stuff. So here is the way you can use the golden ratio, typography and definition and define hierarchy. The golden ratio headline, look at it, 20 points. You ask me how. Now, 20 divided by 12 is equal to 1.6. You know, 1.6184. I mean, those two numbers, when you want to approximate to two significant, you have 1.61. You want to random make the number 1.61. You know, when you want to approximate, you only add another number on top of the next number if it is 5. You understand? So you not it is 5. You add 1 on top. When you want to approximate, if it is 1.655, 1.6, you can say okay, 5, 1. Put it. You have 1.6, 1.66, 6, 1. You have 1.67. You have 1.67. Are we together? Then if you want to now put that is in two decimal place. Then you want to make it to 1. You now approximate again. You have 1.67. That's what you have because it's 1.67. So you have 1.67. You understand? So I don't want mathematical stuff to. Yeah, so the what? Okay. So let's just rush through. So use it when you want to do work with two things together, you divide. You understand? Dividing tests to get balance. And you can see that when if you don't know what to do, you now divide this test now to know the next. So you see that the visual hierarchy here is balanced from this heading to the body. Hello. You see that it's very balanced. That is one way we can use the golden ratio. So let me just go to the two. Then layout and side. We don't have time. We ask after. Okay. Say layout. Look at okay now. If in case you want to create something like web design or all that, you can use one as the content. Put the content here, then put the sidebar here, using golden ratio. You understand? What you have here, you can multiply it by 1.618. If you want to put it here, you have the extra space. Are we together? Eh? Are we together? Then I'm trying to just run down. Then logo development. You want to develop a logo. So if you are designing a new logo and feeling stuck, turn to the golden ratio to help you sketch out the proportions and your shapes. Many popular logos follow this ratio, this golden ratio, like Twitter, Apple, and Pepsi. You can see how it was not just bad. You can see the mathematical work that the team went through. Are we together? You can see from a rectangle, triple shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, another 5 rectangle, circle, 3 circle here, and that circle here. Are we together? Then look at where the ratio now came from. Are you seeing it? The golden line spiral, golden spiral. So tools to help you use the golden ratio calculator, golden ratio typography, file metrics, golden ratio sketch resources. Now let's just run so that because of the I would like us to just rush this stuff. So in case we don't do anything today, when we come on Friday, we'll just do our computers. Is it okay like that? Because there's no time again. I will send you a note. I will send it there. So white space, like I said, white space is negative space in a design. So white space is negative space in a design. Effective use of white space is important to create balance and freedom in your design. You understand? All these things you are seeing here are called white space. You understand? So that the design will be, so you can read it, so it will be legible, so you can read it well. To the untrained eye, empty space or white space serve no purpose. Unfortunately, many clients think of it as a waste of valued real estate. They want to fill it with either content or some kind of design element to make it pop. Are we together? So it's not by the put this one here. It's how effective and does the design communicate? Are we together? So white space helps us, you understand, to make the design more legible first. You understand? Hello, are we together? Yeah. So microspace. Let's talk about microspace. Now microspace, as the name suggests, microspace refers to small instance of empty spaces such as that between letters, lines of text, and grid images. Micro white space is subtle and is typically used to ensure that text elements are legible and that visual elements in a grid or pattern don't look cluttered. Look at the micro spaces here. All this small space we are seeing, they are called micro space. You understand? So that it's very legible. It's not cluttered. Are we together? I will send it now. I will send it. Now, look at the example of the microspace I'm talking about. Look at the image here. Look at the title. Then look at the text. Look at the CTA here. Look at the microspace. You understand? Hello, is it clear? Eh? Say micro white space between words and lines of text is indicated here with arrows. Then macro space, macro. You know, micro is small, macro is big. The macro white space on the other hand refers to large areas of empty spaces in a design. This is typically what comes to mind when thinking about the use of white space in design. You know, I say this macro space can also be mentioned as negative space or white space. Then look at it now. So that the space here is different from the space in between all these zones. Eh? So that, let us say the macro space is used to separate different objects, while the micro is used to separate wordings that are associated together. Is it clear? Eh? Is it clear? The importance of white space, legibility. You understand? You can see that this one, there's no space. It's very cluttered. There's no space. There's no more space in between, and in between the text, in between the words, and in between the lines. You can see. Hello, are we together? You can see that it's not legible compared to here. Eh? Hello, are we together? Now, importance of macro space and white space. You can see with the space, there's a balance, there's an harmony here. Hello. You can see that here is balanced. You can position your content here, and it will be legible. There is harmony. The composition is great. Eh? Hello. Are we together? Now it's a composition. Okay, I think we should stop here for today. Ask your question, please. So we'll start from composition next class. Composition. Ask your question, please. So you wanted to ask a question the other time? Yes, but this from some technical minorities. I think we'll be ending by 2. We'll be ending by 2 today. This is some technical, but if there is another question relating to what we have done, please just mention it. We've talked about microspace, golden ratio, golden rule of third. Yeah. You don't have a laptop? Okay, you have Photoshop inside. Photoshop. You have Photoshop inside. Okay, if you the problem is this. That is, I don't know how best to. I will try my best. Let me not say I don't know how best. I'll try my best to see how best people online can follow up. But because one, they need laptop, and they will need to be following us, because we want to. The days are short, so we are trying to maximize what we have. We are trying to be productive. That's the goal now, to be productive. Yeah, so just be streaming with us. Then anytime we want to start the practical, it will definitely come, because I did not hold anybody hand to do this thing. Did I hold your hand? I did not most of their hand. So the thing was here. I was telling them to do it from there by themselves. Are we together? Yeah. So, and we have introduced Photoshop before. I believe we have done that before now. But we since you just brought it on, probably by Friday we will reintroduce it again. Huh? Any other question? Any other question, please? Okay. 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 That is why I'm saying that. That's why I'm taking my time now, because moving on from now, the class will be unconventional. You understand? The approach now will be unconventional, not be as what should be. You understand? Because that's why I'm saying that the goal is to be productive at the end of the day. That was why I said we should come first and understand this basics so that we can build on them. You understand? You can use a system, Abi. You can use a system. So that's better. So before now, we're talking about just introduce some basic shortcuts, copy, paste, and all that. How to use them so that when we start working, you will not be struggling to go to the menu, to come down, to move here, and do that. So any other question? Because in the next couple of minutes they'll be putting the light out, and I want us to just ask questions related to, since you guys say you can read up, I might just be dropping the notes straight. You understand? But if I drop the note now, okay, just like the golden ratio, if Fibonacci sequence now, the golden ratio, if I don't explain it, you might not be able to understand it better. Huh? So are we together? So you said you wanted to ask a question that time. So in the absence of any question, I think we should call this class a success for today. And sorry for micromanaging the time and all that. We just need to make do what we have due to the economical difficulties and constraints that we are currently facing. Is the common knowledge. The common knowledge what's going on. So just need to make do. And we work